that they did not appreciate the candidate? Is it that they did not appreciate the program? Is it that they did not understand the program? Those are fundamental questions we as a party had to address. And therefore, we decided to look inwards, try to build the foundation that will enable us to come up to the Gambian people again and engage you. We have done that. The party is ready to move after careful consideration of all those factors that requires development in this country. And the fundamental lesson that we want to share with you is we are convinced that the people are not satisfied with the change that took place in 2016 and its aftermath. Since they are not satisfied, it is for them to tell us why they are not satisfied and what type of Gambia they want. When they answer that question, they will also know the type of leadership they want. That is where we are. And that is the foundation, the basis of holding this press conference. We are ready to move as a leadership to engage in a countrywide tour starting from the 20th of October up to the 31st to meet our members, to meet the leadership of the party in the regions, as well as the citizens of the country, to engage in a national conversation on the future of this country and what we need to do to enable the Gambian people to take charge of their country. Because we are convinced of one thing, that those who control power should not be subjected to tyranny. Those who own the wealth of countries should not live in poverty. That is incontrovertible. You control power. You should not live under tyranny. You control the wealth of a country. You should not live under poverty. Since the sovereign people of the Gambia control the power of the country, they are the ones who put people in office. It is our duty to remind them that the power they have is the power that determines what Gambia becomes. Therefore, principally, it is their time to decide. It is our duty to inform, but it is their duty to decide. And people who make decisions must get sound information that will be the basis of making such decisions. Nothing is more important than the life of our people, millions of people, 2.7 million people. It is our duty, therefore, to engage the people, to enable them to have the type of information that will enable them to decide what type of country and what type of leadership. We have the information. We are clear that sovereignty resides in our people. That is elementary knowledge, that sovereignty resides in each of us. It is elementary knowledge that the wealth of the nation belongs to us. That is socialism proper. We own the wealth of the nation as a sovereign people of the Gambia. How do we benefit, each of us, is the fundamental question. That requires knowledge, that requires program. Therefore, every Gambian should be asking every political party, that the power of the nation belongs to us, the wealth of the nation belongs to us, how do you intend to govern if you will entrust that power to you, if we entrust that wealth to you, for you to govern so that we can live in liberty, for you to govern so that we can live in prosperity? That is the fundamental question that all Gambians should ask every person who appears, every party who appears to want you to entrust your power and wealth to them. Pdois has answered these two questions. It affirms that looking at where we came from, we understand why we are poor. Why are we poor? We are told that we, as a country, just give you statistics, in 2022, imported $44 billion worth of goods. 44 billion. And we could only export minus the re-export oneself in the world. That is the fact. You don't even have money to be able to bring goods into the country. That is the fact. That is why 2023, $59 million had to be put as balance of payment support in order to facilitate the importation of goods in the country. And that is why every year the IMF will tell you how much it gives as balance of payment support, because you cannot carry yourself in the world. And you continue to become indebted year after year. And why can't you carry yourself in the world? Because you are not producing what the country needs and what the country can export. Just look at these facts. In terms of vegetables alone, 171 million imported. In terms of potatoes, 28 million. Onions, 81 million. Rice, 2.0 billion. We look at other things like eggs, 112 million. Milk, 500 million. You're talking about millions, over 3 billion that you just spend on food import that you can produce for yourself. And if you were to talk to the Minister of Agriculture, he will say, yes, we have all these projects for small ruminants, all these projects for rice value chain, all these projects, total up to about 2 billion in 2024. That will be received from the ADB, from the World Bank, all sorts of projects. But we heard of the GCAF, we heard of NEMA, with billions, over 4 billion, 5 billion projects, claiming that this will change the architecture of farming in the country. And if you talk to them, they talk about commercial farming. But how will the commercial farming impact on the farmers of the country? Who are the farmers of the country? What are they producing? Why is it that they cannot produce what we need? And you hear them with the slogan, eat what we grow, grow what we eat. Is that how an economy works? You just grow what you eat. And you grow what you are growing, you need fertilizer, you need seeds, you need farming implements that you are not producing. How will you grow without importing those ones? That's not how an economy works. The economy can only work if all the sectors of production work. We must make agriculture to work. We must make industry to work. We must make services to work. At the moment, they are not working. Agriculture, 18% of GDP, but we cannot produce the food we eat. Industry, they will tell you, is construction, quarrying, mining, but you look at the statistics, you don't see the minerals. Just a drop, they will mention all there as if they are disguising what is what. So you don't see any clear perspective of what minerals were exported, what manufactured goods were exporting. So therefore, industrialization is at a very low level. They reduce it to construction. And when we come to services, it's wholesale, goods we import, wholesale, and tourism. Retail, wholesale, tourism. That is your economy. It cannot take the country anywhere. It didn't yesterday, it will not today. And unless you bring about system change, it will not happen tomorrow. That is what we are out to tell you with facts. We are convinced that the problem can be solved. Not only can, but must be solved. Africa, Gambia cannot be the beggars of the human race. We are convinced that we have capacity to change the destiny of this country. We are convinced that in agriculture, we can get the farmers to continue to own their land. And we can have a cooperative bank that will give them the seed, fertilizer, and farming implements they need to be able to produce enough rice. The fact is evident. Over 550,000 hectares of arable land. All you need from that to be able to produce 300,000 tons of rice is only 60,000 hectares. We have it, we can produce it. By giving the producers, those who are expert in production, the seed, farming implements, and fertilizer that they need. So in that respect, there is a solution. And we'll continue to debate with other political parties regarding our point, and also our citizens regarding our point. We are convinced that the fruits that are now being exported, not by taking what comes from the farms of our people, but you have commercial farms producing fruits. We are convinced that our people can produce those fruits. And all they need is to be supported. The banana, the oranges, everything, mangoes, they can produce it. All they need is support. And we are determined for that to happen, so that the wealth will go to uplift their condition. Because how do you uplift the condition of the people? We are convinced that this value chain that they are talking about, where you use 180 hectares there, 80 hectares there, will not be so commercialized to eradicate our people from poverty. What we envisage, and you can see the whole way the educational system is currently configured. They will tell you we are engaged in technical training, fine. There will be many technical schools, a lot of technical training. But I sympathize with the teachers, with the administrators, with even the policymakers who steadily see the need for our people to be empowered with technical education. But that's not how it works. A technical education that is not rooted in production will only give you people with knowledge and experience and know-how without any means to apply it. In order for technical education to serve the purpose, it is important to find out what our people are actually doing with their products. How are they to process it? What machines do they need to process it? What labor-saving devices in the houses and homes for the women? How do we want appropriate technology to be able to produce all the things that we need to consume? The technology is there. So when we are building partnership with other countries, that is the type of partnership we build. To know what we have, how to process our rice, our coos into flour with low level of technology, appropriate technology. We integrate that appropriate technology so that that appropriate technology will be able to process all the things that we need. Therefore, the 500 million we spend on milk, etc., milk products, will be able to produce ourselves. And it goes, the chain goes. That's what the value chain is all about. Move from agricultural production to processing. But this has to be done in a very systematic and organized way, based on your production capacities. That's what we are saying. And you see, look at the manifesto, that's what it's saying, that we will check everything that is available in terms of labor-saving